It's time for an episode of Triple Crit, except this isn't actually Triple Crit because this is our after show, Tidbits, where we talk about the bits in Triple Crit.
Welcome to Triple Crit Tidbits. The show that we record after we play, not immediately after, because we gotta piss, we gotta eat, and the dog that I'm dog sitting simply has to wake up and start stretching all over my body.
That's crazy, because I don't piss or eat.
But you do shit.
No, put
Yeah.
your hat the right way.
A lot.
What are you doing? No, the
I don't
audience
piss.
can't see
It
that
is
you're
the right
wearing
way.
your hat in a stupid way.
I would like everyone, so
tough.
I'm going to paint a word picture.
Please.
Dellan
I dare
is...
you. I dare you to try and capture all of this.
Imagine
Dellan
the
is-
whitest guy you know.
Yeah. The
with a
whitest guy
mustache.
you know. Hat, red, bestached, but earphoned.
Bestached, but earphoned.
Red hat at a jaunty, lackadaisical tilt, sort of like he is maybe on a pizza route or is out of Hey Arnold.
And now he's eating the dog. Stop eating the dog.
and that is just a tiny little, like 10% of the energy that
And
Dellan
no
is
one
giving us.
can see
Yeah,
you
it
eat
doesn't
the dog.
capture my absolutely immaculate bot.
Yeah, dong, ginormous.
Dong ginormous. Dog licking my fucking face
Oh my
right now,
God.
Rosie. Girl, I love you. I do love you. You and I have been... Yeah,
Bless you.
bless you. You and I have been bed buddies for the last couple nights. I love you. But for right now, nah, you can chill. You're being chill now.
People are gonna
She's
make
like, well, now you're
TikTok
paying
thirst
attention to me.
edits of you with that sound.
Well, let
bite.
me point out the elephant in the room, and there she goes. Let me point out the elephant dog in the room, which was that maybe the edit will have the sound effects that Rosie was making that we explained in universe by Blossom shoving her feet in her mouth.
God closes a door and then puts his foot in his mouth.
And a dog walks through
And
the
then
open
Daiya,
window.
we had all three of our party members because then Daiya sneezed.
That is true.
Was Rosie sneezing?
It's just really nice to finally like have our budget getting bigger and have like people
and having
Yeah.
a team.
We have a
A
whole
team and
Foley
audio.
No,
artist.
it's nice.
Yeah, to have like a Foley artist, to have a. It's just nice. Like
Yeah.
we're only on episode 3 and already things are like kind of growing, and I do appreciate
Yeah.
it. Because
Which does bring me to like that Triple Crit Tidbits is sponsored by Liquid Death, so drink it and die.
I don't know if we're allowed to
no.
say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we are legally. We're sponsored by Liquid Death.
No.
Yeah. I'm reading off of the copy they just sent over.
Yeah.
It says
because the CEO,
Liquid
Mr. Death, just sent us
this
the,
copy. This
the
We're gonna
copy.
sides.
Yeah. Take it away, Emiko.
Yeah, you got it, Emiko.
What's up? I'm the CEO of Liquid Death. I'm not Emiko. I'm the CEO of Liquid Death. And if you drink our drinks, you're not gonna die until probably tomorrow, because it's not tomorrow, it's today.
Oh,
And
Emiko, you forgot the
That's
tagline.
Wait, are you reading side 2? I thought we were doing side.
Yeah,
shit.
my
4.
paper
Is that not?
just says liquid death, more like liquid shits. And then there's just a bunch of exclamation points and then a guy flipping a half full water bottle.
Oh.
That's so weird because mine says Liquid Death, lick her dead.
Shit,
And
did
then-
they,
No,
did
and
they,
then
no, your dog
and then
wrote
it's-
that. Your dog
it's
wrote that.
Yeah.
wait, are we,
Did
did
Rosie
they all
touch
send
my
us,
computer?
did
That's
they send us
crazy.
all 3 different copies? Because mine does say imitate the CEO. He has a funny voice.
Oh shit! You have the audition copy, my man.
Oh, fuck.
Did you not book?
Oh, fuck.
This is
Oh
awkward.
my God, did I not?
Fuck.
But wait, hold on. I have to make a call.
Fuck.
Can we pause
Wait.
this for a second? Hold on.
I can call casting. We're tight. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how I got the gig.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
I'm actually
we can,
I don't have the connect like Dellan because I'm a recovering actor. So
Right, and we all really
But I
appreciate
don't.
you
I
being
gotta
here.
be so careful because this Liquid Death sponsor will mean that we could get picked up by Headgum, and I just think we can't. I don't think we can risk losing.
I don't
that.
think so either. Yeah.
we should probably not actually publish this. Like this shouldn't go out if it's not.
No, I think what we all realize is that our podcast really needs that opening line before any of us speak. Where it goes, this is a headgum podcast.
Of
No,
course.
she's
And you go,
Australian. You have to
okay.
you have to do the voice right.
Oi, this is a headgum.
You got one word. You
Your
got
mouth
one
got
word
so
out before
big.
you broke. Yeah, you gaped for a second.
For a second, I gaped for longer than this. Anyways, so let's talk about. It's our first time back with these characters in a hot minute, which the audience won't know that, but we know that.
Yeah, and I was really worried I was going to forget how to talk in a Southern accent.
Listen, mine goes in and out all the time with any character I do. So I think you're fine, actually.
I also worried I would forget how to play D&D. And then I thought that maybe I'd forget how to be funny and also how to talk to my friends. So it was a kind of an anxious day for me. But I think that
we've been out of practice. It's been a min since we played.
That is true. Are you drinking a
Like riding
white
a bike.
Russian? What is that?
Coquito.
That's cum.
It kind of does look like
And
it.
and the audience will never know which it is, and I'm never gonna clarify.
And you shouldn't. Is it cum?
It's a
Is it
cumito.
cojito? Is it coquito? Or is it a white Russian? Is Katie drinking full dairy at 10:30 at night? No one will know.
It's coating my cords for sure, whichever
It's
it is.
breast milk.
Oh my God, secret third option? Crazy. We should talk about
Yes, we
the
should talk about the
podcast.
episode.
Although this has been very
I'm
fun.
loving our bits though.
You know, and we can always chop these up and sprinkle them in when we're when we're a bit more comedy deficient, which is about half the time. You know, you can't. When it rains, it pours.
Yeah, what are y'all's thoughts? Did it feel like I came in with more prep than the last two episodes? Or did it feel pretty coherent?
I would say that I would say coherent is the wrong word, because I felt like we haven't done very many episodes yet. So I think
True.
that I honestly don't have a big enough sample size, because episode 1 was largely introductory. Episode 2
Right.
was more combat focused.
And
And episode 3, it felt like more investigative, solve a mystery.
Yeah, puzzle.
Yeah.
Lore.
So I feel like it didn't necessarily feel like you did more prep for this. It more just felt like we were using different mechanics and doing different things. At least that's how I felt.
Yeah, it was definitely a different vibe, which is like, I think this session felt in the world of sessions that I love to DM.
Yeah.
Like, I love just being like, here's a place and there's a bunch of people and they've all got a little bit of information.
Yeah.
Something happening. Like, I love that shit.
What do you think, Emiko?
Yeah, I mean, listen, notoriously, I have the worst memory in the world. So I think you did great, bud. You're doing a great job, because the sample size in my head is kind of non-existent. I take so many notes, and if you hear any scratching on the on the recording, that
On
is
the
me
audio?
frantically taking notes on the side,
Speaking of notes,
because my keyboard is so loud.
I've got theories. I've got a couple.
Ooh, I do want to hear your theories.
I want to hear theories.
I've got a couple grand overarching.
I've got to be
theories.
very closed
Yeah,
off.
you got to be very poker face, but luckily you're an actor.
I took 2
So
full
I feel
pages of
like-
notes, so this is a pretty hefty
These are-
episode.
And these are very amorphous theories, but I just want to chat them over with you, Emiko, player to player, because they're more grand overarching, like what's causing the flickers and what are the grander machinations. So we know that this flickering is happening and the power is going out. We also know that Willa knows about it and isn't sending people. So to me, that says that the power going out is not necessarily a surprise. Or I feel like there would be more maybe panic from the administration. And that makes me think that they're in some way the cause, that they're pulling the power towards something else of their own sort of designs and aren't caring about the people that it hurts on the sidelines. So theory number 1 is that there's some greedy corporate...
I've never heard of that happening ever.
Yeah, I
ever.
was just gonna say, I was like, that's so fictional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's really
theory
impressive
number
that you thought about that,
1
Katie.
Yeah, of course, because that's never happened.
No.
But my theory number one is that they're siphoning the power to go somewhere else or something. But then more knowledge that we got later on in the session sounded like the issues with the power were less of a power is being pulled and more of this section of Lux stones could not support the amount of power needed for civilization. And that leads to my second theory, which is that the sunstone is finite and that it is running low.
Oh.
And that we are taxing it too much and that it is not an end, and like the real sun, it is not an endless power source. And those are my two sort of unsubstantiated theories that I'm just going to put a pin in.
I love that you're thinking so broad because I feel like something I have not in contrast. Like similarly, a thing that me and Daiya I think share is that we're so detail oriented, I feel like. So we get really focused on all the details and totally forget about the overarching thing. So the only thing that I've been thinking about is that engineering map. And I'm like, I want to know where all of these things go. And like, I'm sure that Daiya is also just like studying the fuck out of that. Like in my head, that's like what she's doing.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm also like, where do all these things go? And why are they connected? And how are they connected? And who connected them? And like, what does all this stuff do? And like all that. So I'm glad you're thinking such big picture because I'm so not.
We are well matched.
And I'm like, ooh, that yeah. I was like, that actually are really cool theories. And I want to know about.
Now, wait a minute. Where did the actually come from? Those are actually... So, did you spend the whole episode being like, Katie's going to think that the new sunstone's a dog? It's a big dog in there or something. Like, did you think
Is it
I
a big
had
dog?
dumb theories?
Dellan, you have to tell us if it's a big dog.
Fuck. That's where the jangling noises came from.
That's the big
Yeah,
bad. It's a big dog.
I got dogs.
It is
on the
not
phone.
a big dog.
Okay, spoiler.
No.
One down, 99 possible
Yeah.
other things to go.
Obviously, I do know what it is. I do know what the mystery is, what the answer is, why these things are here, and all of that fun jazz.
I know you're saying that in serious, but also the way that you're saying that is kind of like, makes me think that you really don't know what it is. Your face is very serious, but the way you're saying it is like, I definitely know
I
what the answer is.
know what I'm doing. No, a lot of it is like I know what the end answer is. And because I know that, I can come up with 1,000 other little mini answers and twists and theories. And like, you know, it's like once you know where you're getting to, then you can feel like you can fuck around with it a little bit without feeling like I'm leading you astray without it being on purpose, right? Or like having something in my pocket. It's that idea of like, once you know your destination, you can make all the pit stops you want and the journey can be whatever you want.
I was going to say, you're like a dad on a road trip that's like, we have a final destination, but first we could go see the world's largest ball of yarn.
Yeah. Well, and I love a side quest. I also love...
Yeah, I've played Skyrim. Love a side quest.
Yeah,
Never played Skyrim.
I love a big mystery, but I love when solving the mystery is not... Like, that's not the end of it. I love solving a mystery and then 1,000 more questions. That's my favorite thing ever, is like when you've gotten the answer and then you're like, oh, fuck, wait, what does that mean? You know, and then you're
the
spiraling.
implication.
The implication.
I love that.
For sure.
The implications.
You open up the door to more mysteries.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Speaking of mysteries...
Speaking of,
we broke your puzzle.
Yeah,
you broke my puzzle.
Hey, what? We literally broke it, though. What does that...
So I created the puzzle, and there were 5, if I'm not mistaken, 5 stones.
Colors.
And so my thought was, you get 3 attempts, and it's a 1 stone solution.
So you had to press one stone.
It was blue.
So it's blue. God damn
it was blue, and you were so close. I was like,
choice.
It would be goated if they got it first try. They just boop and unlocked it.
No, we just fully broke it.
But I thought it was more interesting to have it be like 1 failed attempt, and then when you were like, we're both going to press at the same time, I was like, it could be a second failed attempt. I was like, it's more fun if it's like, nope, that's
it.
It's toast.
I
That was
was-
your 2 other attempts.
I was so scared because we had brought up like what is it like National Treasure and like Indiana Jones earlier. I was truly
Yeah.
so scared that you were gonna do a. I
Traps.
don't think that you would do this because you're not a dick. But like I was so scared that you were gonna be like inside of the chamber. If you press the wrong button, then a bunch of gas explodes, and then the thing inside the thing explodes, and like you
Burns,
won't have it.
yeah.
What the fuck
The
was
penitent
it?
man will pass. The penitent man shall pass. Yeah.
No,
like-
it's weird. I would love to do that. I think that is embracing the spirit of play, of being like, that's the consequence. Tough. But I don't love building that stuff in
Yeah.
because sometimes it feels like me trying to be like, oh, you got so close to discovering something. Now you've got to go talk to somebody so that I can talk more about my lore.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not interesting to me.
Yeah,
I'd
like,
rather
story-wise-
the challenge be.
story wise it would make sense, but like in regards to like it being a podcast and building a story together, it makes more sense to do it like you broke it. It's still in there, but you broke it.
Right. And it also, I was just gonna say, it also like you're an artificer. Like
That's what I was gonna say.
part of this world and what we've talked about and the paths that you two have chosen to take with these characters is like, if I'm gonna build a puzzle or I'm gonna build a challenge in that way that's not combat related, I want to make sure that there are multiple solutions to it. That there is not just like, oh, well, you've biffed it, so now that's the end of that. It's like, no, let them be creative. Like you were like, can I? Well, not really. I had to be like, you're an artificer.
And listen. Sometimes you forget what
And
you've
sometimes
chosen.
you forget, and that's okay. Yeah.
And
It's been a minute. I think we're going to feel, to the listeners, you will probably feel a real tangible difference like episode 4 on. We've figured out scheduling a little bit more, and so we're planning on playing with a little bit more frequency, and I think that really changes like things.
I also gotta say, there's so many times in my day-to-day that I forget I have free will and can do regular shit.
Or like
So
that I have a skill.
surely,
yeah.
or that I have a skill. Yeah, so absolutely, like, it makes sense that Daiya's like, "Oh, it's broken,
Right.
who's gonna fix
Yeah.
it?
Oh,
Oh, me.
And
gonna
also,
fix it.
just
I'm
a
gonna
lot of
fix
shit
it.
happened earlier. So like,
yeah.
so much
Yeah.
stuff happened that she's just like, I don't even really fucking know. Like
Yeah.
Oh my god, and we haven't even got to the implications of the fact that you think you have a healing potion in your bag, but it's snake
Yeah.
oil.
I love
I
that.
knew I was like I want for Blossom's business to be bigger than maybe Blossom even knows.
I was literally
Like,
about to say.
that type of shit travels. Like in an adventuring world, and someone's got a potion that says it's gonna fix everything, somebody's gonna hold on to that and treasure it, and they're gonna gift it when someone really helps them. You know, like that shit travels. So I was like,
Yeah.
this side of town, like, yeah, somebody would have one of those.
I was thinking about that because I was like, I don't think Daiya would be surprised at that because she fully believes that like this is stuff that works. Like that just is who she is. But like me, Emiko, I was surprised that it got that far. Because I was like, oh, this is like huge. Like it's everywhere. But to Daiya, it would make sense because she's just like, well, yeah, like of course,
Mhm.
like people would have it. Like it's important and it works. And like this is like the one thing that people have found.
Blossom's also just she's a gnome, so she's been
Yeah.
around since
Yeah.
since the sun went out, since the Lux stones were discovered. So she's like, since the Sunstone was discovered, she's not only like a snake oil salesman, but she's probably one of the original snake oil salesmen of this type of
Yeah.
Like the
thing.
wizard.
So even though that comes with probably a good amount of infamy and a good amount of people being like, oh God, that's the wish.com of potions, there's still like going to be so many people,
Yeah.
you know, that are buying stuff from her fucking TikTok shop,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And it's like, it's part of the world building and DMing like trap that you can get yourself in is letting the world be too big right off the start. And so I was like, No, if Blossom is set up in this town, north or south side of the mountain, doesn't matter. This shit would travel. It would get... Now, like, if we leave Ithaca and go elsewhere, may not be around as much, or maybe a different salesman, right? Like, who knows, right? But I give myself the ability to do that once we've expanded. But for right now, like, use what's been given to me as a DM. And what's been given to me is this interesting, like, people are really believing in this stuff. And what is that, like, how does that affect Blossom, right? Which is so interesting to me.
It reminds me of, like, the graffiti you see around town. Like, specifically what it makes me think of, Dellan, you don't have any basis of this, but, like, it reminds me of King Baby. There's, like, a dude that, like, goes around and graffitis the words King Baby everywhere. And, like...
Oh, that's fun.
It's just, like, something that, like, you'll see randomly and you're like, oh, that guy's been here. And, like, it's that kind of thing where it's just kind of like, oh, I wouldn't expect, like, this thing to be here, but that makes sense because, like...
Side note, King Baby sounds like a Super Mario Brother, like, or a Mario Kart character that you would be able to play.
Yeah, it's
a
like
baby with a little crown.
The baby version of the king princess Mario Kart character. Yeah, I think it especially makes sense because we're in a setting, or at least the micro setting we're in is like right along the fringes along the dusk, which is where people who have Blossom's shit would be.
Yeah.
So I think it super makes sense. Gives me a lot of fun shit to work with too.
Yeah.
So loving it, to be honest.
I love it being able, like, talking about being on the fringes. It's one of my favorite things. Like, when I was building this session, I was like, oh, if they're gonna go search out for these relays and these like power places, like, I was like, I have this awesome and fun opportunity to have like a giant fucking generator fenced in thing out in the middle of the fucking woods. Like,
it feels like this scene in Jurassic Park where they're like, I guess we gotta leave the safe house to go fix the generator. I know the velociraptors are out, but we gotta go.
We gotta do it.
It feels like that. Jurassic Park's my favorite movie.
Jurassic Park's a great movie.
Are there gonna be dinosaurs in this?
Who
now
knows?
there are.
Maybe.
What if the Sunstone is a big dinosaur egg?
Oh, it's like, I was thinking it's
Amber?
like a big something encased in amber. In amber.
Maybe.
Why are you
There you go.
Could be. What did you, curious, because we got, like, not really answers, but like kind of answer-y-ish stuff with the Sunstone. Like, we finally got a little bit of a metaphysical thing with Silvers and the paintbrush and the paintings.
I was literally gonna bring up Silvers. I was like, this bitch.
Yeah.
She's weird.
She's weird, man.
She's weird, man.
She's so hot. Good for her.
I don't know.
I love a
I
hot,
love a weird-
serious, like, scary woman.
And she's like so Zooey Deschanel, Ramona Flowers, Manic Pixie Dream.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
I was thinking her more as like a
absolutely.
Kat Dennings, sort of like sassy.
Yeah, that
like,
too. Yeah, Kat
Yeah.
Dennings is a good,
Yeah.
for sure. We didn't even really get to know the other half orc woman.
Revlin.
No.
Because we were just so caught up with
yeah.
the painter.
We'll get to me. My favorite thing about her, which maybe we'll learn a little bit more about or not, but is the scar that she's got that runs all the way
I'm so
down.
interested. I was just, to be honest, for most of my conversation with Silvers. Oh, like Silvers, come along, John.
Yep.
I was just trying to think of quippy comebacks so hard.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck. Gotta come up with so many.
It's funny to do that when you're like flustered in real life, like as a person, but like it still also translates well to like being flustered as your character because you're like, oh no, a hot woman is very clearly flirting with me and also maybe threatening me, which is also hot. So where am I supposed to go? What are my hands supposed
It's a
to
fine
do?
line. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and especially because I'm playing a mean character.
Yeah.
It's not like super mean. More honestly, I'm playing a grumpy
She's like
character.
brash.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I was like, I gotta be a bit of a grump. So,
I did love that at the beginning of the session, you were like, well, kid, this is your adventure. So why don't you make the decision?
You said that last time too,
to
and I'm like,
Daiya, and I was like, it's so funny to hear Blossom being like so puts everything on Daiya, but then when things start happening, Blossom steps in and is like, wait, I have questions.
Yeah.
100%. I think that Blossom probably almost seems a little bit like her relationship with what's his name? Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Like where it's a little bit like I'm higher on the ladder than you, so I'm gonna make you do the shit work. But if something does get fucked up,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix it. I'm just gonna hate it. And also, I'm going to pretend like I'm not going to help you. But if you do need help, I probably will help you. But I don't care about anything. I got to pretend that I don't. She's got a lot of layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of them are the same layer repeated over and over.
Just like onions.
But she's got a lot of them.
I had I won't, maybe I'll spoil. We'll see. There's one other person, like notable person of interest in the shop, or not in the shop, in the Mason or Miners
Lantern.
Guild. Yeah, the Lantern Hall.
Yeah.
That did not get
Ooh.
chatted to or talked to, and it just, I couldn't find, like, it. I thought about it when Blossom was like, would I notice anybody? And I was like, this could be a person that would run in the same circles. But I was like, for me, if I can be puppeteering and meddlesome, I was like, I don't right now want to throw another merchant or like competition. That's not what is fun to me in this moment. Like, that would be like after this thing is solved, if you guys go back south side, that would be like, and now I can introduce the competition again because now we're back in our familiar place.
And it makes sense too, because like we've already met so many people, so it's like it's almost it's better to save some stuff also, just so like you know, you're not bogged down with a butt ton of names.
I also love to throw people out there so I can kill them. TBH. Like I love it because I'm like,
no,
if I
now
just
I'm
throw
worried about
1,000 names
Maribel.
out there, you'll never know. You'll never know.
Oh no, I'm so worried
But
about
Maribel
Maribel.
stayed. Maribel stayed behind.
I
She
know,
didn't come
but they
with
can
y'all.
still get
I
murdered
will say-
during the dusk.
She good.
The one thing that I found very sad was with this influx of new characters.
Yeah.
I didn't hear as much from Brock once we
That's
stepped
true.
inside the Lantern Hall, because physically there's only one of you and you can only do one voice
This
at
is
a time.
true. This is true.
And I went, oh no, I can't hear my little rock
Where's
baby.
Where's
well,
our
and I
little guy?
don't. It is a real tough line because I love those types of characters, but Brock doesn't know a lot about the world, so I have to be real careful
sure.
about like if Brock has a connection or thought. It needs to come out of nowhere, so it feels like a kid who just connected a random dot.
Yeah.
And not like me being like, and here's a clue. So
Feeding.
I try and
Yeah.
flavor him with an equal amount curiosity and idiocy, as well as insightfulness.
Yeah, I love his like.
It's so
I
funny.
love
It's
when
so funny.
children. I think you're very good at pointing out or like saying when children say something really pointative, but also a little scary. Because you're like, yeah, because it's like you don't have any context for like how the world works. So if you say something that's so simple and yet so like thoughtful at the same time, it's like it's a little spooky because you're like, well, you're 8 and you have no context to how that really works, but you are right because you can see some patterns and you can like glean what you can from like certain things that you see.
What?
It pisses Blossom off.
Yeah.
Because he sometimes says smart things, she has to pay attention to him.
Yeah.
Just in case something smart comes out of his mouth. Or else she just tune him out. But she can't, because he might say something actually useful.
Well,
So she has to pay attention to everything just in case.
a lot of that too is like I work with kids, or at least right now I'm working with kids like all day, every day. And we like the amount of kids that will just be like, that will get in a fight, not in a like fist fight, but they'll like have an argument or a disagreement with somebody out in the morning when we're playing games, waiting for everybody to show up. And they will hate another camper. And then 20 minutes into our summer camp day, they'll look at that camper and they'll be like, It really upset me that you said that. No, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And the other camper goes, I understand. I had a really rough day this morning, and I was upset that I was told that I could only have one bowl of cereal and not another one. And when you told me that I couldn't play Connect 4 with you, I thought you were telling me what I couldn't do again. And it really made me upset. And then they go, okay, do you want to just be nice to each other? And they're like, yeah, I do. And then they're friends for the rest of the day.
Ugh,
And it's
crazy.
just like,
how do they do it?
It's such a, there is no desire or wish. And there's not no. Kids are all different and everybody is different. But there is such a fundamental difference between them and us in the fact that they don't want to put a wall up at that age level. They don't
always
want
so open
to be
about
like
everything. They're just like, the world is anything.
Yeah, they
and it
don't
can be
want to be
everything.
angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to be upset. They want to be happy and friends with everybody. So if somebody's like, I'm sorry, and they're like, well, I'm sorry too. Great. Now we're friends. Or like, I had a camper who was like, another camper was jumping violently, like up and down on the stage. And this camper, who just charms me all the time, raises their hand. And I'm in the middle of being like, hey, other camper who's jumping. That is not part of our agreements. We agreed to respect our spaces, and that's breaking our agreements. And this other camper goes, and also, I don't feel very safe when that person does that.
There you go.
And I said, thank you for speaking up. And that camper who was jumping turned and said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. And it's so simple. And then it just didn't happen again. Wasn't a problem.
Yeah. And that's how I operate. Like that me
And I get it.
Like,
Sometimes you just jump. Sometimes you just jump
and you don't think about it.
Because you just
But
want
like
to jump.
I feel like in my personal life, like that's how I try to deal with arguments. And then other adults are like, right, but are you listening to what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, I get where you're coming from. But like there needs to be some kind of middle that we get to in order to like not be dicks to each other, which is so easy.
Right.
And maybe this is naive of me, but I say it often. And I say it to my campers a lot. But like, being kind is really easy.
It's so easy.
It is really easy to smile at someone, or it is really easy to say thank you. Like I'm not saying like it's really easy to be like the kindest person on the planet who is perfect, and that's not what I'm saying. But it's really easy to like, if you're running through that drive-through, not to get all deep, whatever, on Tidbits. This is what you come to Tidbits for.
Tidbits got everything.
If you're running through that drive-through, or you're picking up that Starbucks, or you're going to that coffee shop, or you're going to that bodega, like, it's so easy to be like, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah. And on a similar vein,
I
often say that.
Now I gotta go.
I often say that about being like a sexual predator. Is like, it's so easy not to do that. I'm doing it right now.
It's so easy.
I'm doing it right now. And it's super easy not to be a sexual predator.
Just play D&D.
Just play D&D.
Yeah. Just play
Through computers
D&D.
with
Speaking
your
of D&D.
friends whom you love.
In conclusion, just play
Speaking
D&D.
of,
Do we have sunrises and sunsets? Is it too late?
No, I have so many sunrises.
No, I think we could do sunrises and sunsets.
I have so many sunrises.
My sunrise was Blossom failing that wisdom save.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was worried that it was going to feel real, like an unfair ambush. But I liked that idea that you wouldn't see them unless you hear that noise. So I was like, I'll throw the wisdom save in there and let the dice determine. And I got pumped.
No, I love that. And I really liked about that is the fact that Daiya didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, she's so oblivious to it because she doesn't know that her friend is like in immediate danger.
Oh yeah.
It just makes so much sense that that's what would go on, and I fucking loved that.
Yeah. And I just had such a strong image of, I was like, if Brock dies, what will be left of him is a stone body formed that used to once be alive and filled with energy. And now it's just, it would feel like looking at
Yeah.
a corpse, even though it's rocks.
Yeah.
And I was like, what happens? I was like, oh, there's fog in my brain. I was like, there's going to be fog. And then I want these like lightning or like electricity affected by the dusk is like my brain. And I was like, how do I connect those two? Like, where is the connection? I was like, oh, if it's a whole Genasi group, that it's like the dusk melded with spirits and the electricity. And then I was like, oh, if fog is corpses.
It's cool. It's cool, dude.
When you said if fog
is
is corpses, when you said like bodies in the water, this is so stupid. Were you referencing that SCP that's like you don't see the bodies in the water, or am I just on the internet too much?
I don't know what that is.
I'm on the internet too much, and that's actually fine.
No, that's okay.
You knew that before you even made that
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah, I was just thinking like upside down. I was thinking, have you guys seen The Good Dinosaur?
No.
There is not beautiful. It's terrifying. But the main antagonist is a pack of pterodactyls.
I thought you were going to say
follow a-
terrorists. You said terror,
No,
and my brain went terrorists.
Jesus. No, but they follow a giant like hurricane. Because in the wake of the hurricane, there are animals that are displaced.
Oh, that
And
makes
they
sense.
can snatch them up. And they worship this hurricane. They're like a cult. We follow the storm. It's crazy.
Is this a children's
there's a
movie?
scene
What
where
is
they're-
this?
Children's movie. A Pixar animated movie about dinosaurs. It's
God.
great. And there's a moment where there's clouds in the sky and their noses, their mouths dip down, and the way they shoot it looks like shark fins in water,
Cool.
but it's coming down from the clouds. Instead, it's a trippy sight, but that was like my brain went there. I was like, that's so scary. So that's why I was like thinking of that as water.
What if fogs were corpses?
What if fogs were corpses? That would be the first like sunrise that comes to my mind. Would be that wisdom save.
I don't think in the moment I understood that they were supposed to be like multiple bodies that had like congealed
Yeah.
into a thing, but that makes a lot of sense and is honestly worse than what I was thinking, which was just like,
Yeah, it's
oh,
like
that's a
massacre.
creepy like mass that is like, I don't know, menacing and doing whatever the fuck it's gonna do, but that's so much worse.
Yeah, scary.
It's worse.
It's worse.
and
It's worse.
scary.
Yeah, I liked the moment because in true Dylan fashion, you're great at just pulling out some stuff that's horrifying. When you were like, it zooms past your ear and you hear a woman in agony. You know, you hear children's screams. I was like, now we're playing
Yeah.
D&D.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sick.
It's like a woman being
Yeah.
tortured
I love-
specifically.
But
I
my
was like,
I
ugh.
love a scary description. Love it.
I honestly, I think my sunrise was every time that damn dog did something and we had to pivot.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was.
Because I love shit.
You
like
guys
that.
were championing that though so hard. Like I was. It was so distracting. But then you guys made something up for it. And I was like, wait, that's so fun. Now, yes.
My favorite mean improv bit is where I force other people to
Yeah.
yes and. I don't yes and. I
like that.
other
I think
people
that's how
to
you
do
use
it
your
for
brain.
me.
That's so good.
And contrary to what I say all the time, I actually enjoy using my brain.
It's like an improv Uno reverse. So that was my favorite. Was just every time we did that. That's my sunrise.
I have so many. I don't have to pick one, right? We make the rules.
Well, you gotta pick one. No, I
Wait, no.
actually am God, and I say you have to pick one. You had both
No.
of our turns to think of your
no,
one.
I said I'm your dad
now you're
earlier, so
here.
I'm your dad, and I'm gonna pick two. I'm your
What?
dad. I'm the father. You're the son. Dylan's the Holy Spirit.
And I'm the Holy Spirit.
There you go.
And Dellan's the
Yes.
Holy Ghost. Yeah.
I think my son, one of my sunrises, is doing more puzzles in the future because the puzzle that you made was very fun, and I liked that. I love a puzzle.
I do love puzzles.
I did one during.
I feel like I'm bad at them, but I do love them.
No, I thought it was great. I think I
you.
understand what you were trying to. Did you make up that like
Yes.
little thing. That's so cool. I understand what you were getting
Oh my
at, like when,
God.
because it was like a cancel out kind of thing where you were like, okay, this one is this one and this one is this one. I don't think I got that until after we had already broken it, but like,
Yes, yeah.
Call him the
But,
Well,
like-
you
Riddler.
guys got it right off the rip because the idea is that it's blue-green 50-50. And if you get 3 shots, then if you narrow it down to those 2, then you'll be fine.
I do love that's
so you
so
guys
funny.
had all the pieces and you were right there, but when green didn't work, you were like, all right, hard left, red, white. And I was like,
love it.
oh, okay.
It's such a funny and like real thing that people would just do in real life where you're like, all right, well, I tried the thing that I think is right. What about something completely different? And maybe that'll be it.
In my defense, I didn't know it would break it.
No, that's
I
fair.
was just finding out. That was a finding information thing of seeing
Yeah.
if you could press 2 at once. I didn't know that
Yeah,
would make it break.
and that's fair.
Because Dellan, I do have to point out by saying you guys did a hard left with me.
And you're
I'm
like,
the one.
okay, what about
No,
Red
it's
and
a
Dellan?
team
I was like,
effort
all right.
always.
I very confidently said, "Let's press."
You
well,
did
and I was
two."
Brock at that time. I could have been like, I don't know. I blew my favorite color, so maybe I pressed blue. But I was like, nah, man, he's
You
following
can't
the
do
lead.
that.
Yeah.
You're not allowed.
I can never give
Yeah.
the solution.
No, and we wouldn't want you to
No,
because that's
It can't be you,
No,
and we wouldn't
You know-
want you to.
Yeah,
I don't want
I
men
agree.
to
I
have
don't
ideas.
have ideas.
And we'll keep it that way. Thank you very much.
Good.
And then my
I
second.
actually source all of this from other D&D source
Yeah,
books.
of
the
Yeah.
course.
strong
yeah.
women in your life.
You call your mom.
Yeah, I call my mom.
Okay, my second sunrise. Sunrise? Sunrise. What the fuck was I gonna say? I don't even know. Oh, the paintings, bro.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Okay. I was so freaked out when you were explaining Blossoms and mine because I was like, okay, wait, Daiya would think like maybe it like the picture will have like my rucksack on it or like whatever. There'll be like a big blob
Right.
or like something. But then you were
Mhm.
like, and there's a yellow orb in the middle of their forehead or whatever. I was like, okay, well, what the fuck does that mean? Like, that means literally nothing to me right now, and that's so annoying. But I'm really excited to see what the
I get
fuck.
mine. Mine means that Celine has been listening to too much My Chemical
Or
Romance.
just enough.
Yours is like a wall art that somebody would get at like Bloodfest. Like that.
Yeah, mine's for like, cut my life in 2 pieces. Well, I was like,
This is
oh
my
shit.
life
All right, here we go.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like something
No,
like
I
a
do
really
love-
emo, like artsy kid would make like at like 12, at like 11:30 at night on a school
Oh,
night where they're just like
yeah.
feeling too many feelings.
Yeah, something that you would not want discovered by somebody else in your school who would then report you, and then you'd be put on some watch
No,
list because
literally.
you wanted to draw with Sharpie in a book.
No, I think that Blossom looked at that and went, I don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
Right back down.
Which is why I
for a
love,
lot of
like,
things.
No,
Being able to take them, I think, was really important for me personally, just because like
yeah.
I feel like whenever I play D&D, I always, no matter who I'm playing, I always just love to pick up one of everything and then put them in a bag.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to need this. Like, someone's blood. Sure, I'll carry that around for a million years. Like,
Yeah.
a rock. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I always love to.
See, and Blossom
I
travels
love
light.
to throw in like I don't know. I think one of my favorite things about D&D, and I can't say all tabletop role playing games because it's not the same, but at least my experience with D&D is I love when it, and maybe because I like this in the real world too. I love when things feel bigger than they are. I love when you're playing D&D and you're like, oh, she's got paintings. You got one of my uncle. And it's like, not of your uncle, but I've got one that has some imagery that's going to spark something in you.
It's
About-
it's
that's
about
related to, you know, like-
them, you know?
Right. Like, and then the spiraling that not spiraling, but like, because even fictional art then your brain's going wild.
Yeah.
You're like,
It's
how do I
another, it's
interpret
just
this? What does
another
it mean?
branch that you can go down.
I think I have my sun set. And I think my sun set.
Dellan, I thought you had it. My sunset is when someone looked at me and threw up. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a real
Yeah,
low
that's
for
fair.
me. Because usually people look at me and come.
Yeah,
So
but-
it sucks.
But to be fair, you did put your whole foot in your mouth, so that's pretty gnarly.
And usually people look at me and come when I do
My
that.
sunset
In real life.
My sunset is that I have canonically introduced Nicolas Cage, John Voight, and not Harrison Ford, but Indiana
have.
Jones into this
You
world.
have.
And don't
and
forget
I
the
have to
other
do
two
something with
people
them.
in the National Treasure movies that
and
we
the
can't
other two
remember.
people that I can't remember.
What D&D race is Indiana Jones?
Oh,
I think also
Ranger?
throwing this out there, potential idea for an extra show. One of
That's
my
a class.
favorite things to do is take popular media and turn the characters in the popular media
Yeah,
into D&D
hell yeah.
species and classes. So anyways, I think, and then picking subclasses that fit them, I think it was fun. Indiana Jones. I think in my brain, I have the new 2024 orc because the art is like Western inspired.
Oh,
And
interesting.
I could see
A
maybe
huge,
half orc.
a huge Indiana Jones tipping forward a cowboy
Yeah,
hat is
no,
a
it
very
is.
fun.
It's an orc, big,
Yeah, big
tusk,
tusk.
teeth, like, oh yeah.
And in the picture,
I
you
think
can only
that's
see
it.
like this. You can't see like this part of. Well, I don't know why I did that on podcast
Yeah.
form, but like you can't see like the top half of their face and only see like the teeth on
Yep.
the bottom.
Yeah, just the tusks. Yeah, I think that
Just the tusk.
is and I think I think it's a shocking rogue. I think that is his class though.
Ooh.
Dexterous with his whip and
That's
a
true.
gun, right? Like I feel like both those weapons are dexterity
Rootin' tootin'.
based. So I think
Yeah.
he's a big orc, but I like the idea that it's like, but I'm nimble
Yeah.
and I'm
I'm quick.
And my name is
big and
Jack.
quick is scary.
I like that.
You know.
Big and quick is scary.
I would never. That's yeah.
What's your sunset,
Oh
Emiko?
gosh. Okay, I have two.
Okay.
One of them, I think,
Love it.
one of them is like a personal thing.
Mhm.
I think it'll help when we do more things, but I still am figuring out Daiya because
Yeah.
she's so right now she's so like amorphous, and I'm like, I don't really know where you are, what you're doing yet, but I'll figure it out, and I'm
For
not worried
sure.
about it. I love her already. She's perfect, and I hope she never changes, just like you guys.
Well, if it ever helps, I'm still figuring out the world. Every time we play, every day, I'm having new ideas, new things. Yeah.
And I
all
love
the
that.
time.
It's ever expanding. And then the other thing is, I guess it's more like a sad thing. I'm like sad for the people who live in the dusk. And especially Maribel, like the thing that is happening, whatever is happening like in her head is one of my worst, not one of my worst fears, but just like it's so sad to like watch that like in media when I feel like that's like a common like thing
Yeah.
that happens where it's like, oh, an outside agent has affected these people and there's stuff happening with their brain. I'm always like, that is so sad. Cause like
Yeah.
they can't do anything about it. Like there's truly nothing that you can do about it. It's just like you have to like let it happen. I mean, you don't have to, but like people come in and then they fix it later. But if they can't, you're fucked. And I'm excited and also sad about learning what that is going to be.
It's also, like I said with Blossom's tinctures and how the world is so much bigger than this town when you step out of it. That is also something that I'm like, I'm often having to go like, do I want to have that response to the dusk and the events now? Or am I saving that for another community or another person down the line, right? Because there's so many different responses to tragedy like that, and that type of meddling and physiology changes. You know, like it's just so ripe with opportunity to show different things. But I was like, I knew I'm doing this refugee camp. I know like that shell shock, that like just
It's a
not
lot.
there. Yeah.
My other
Yeah.
sunset is I forgot I was an artificer.
That was funny.
And I'll never forgive
Mm-mm.
you.
And I don't think you should. Just before every session you should go, hey, you remember you're an artificer? And
You're
I'll
an
go, you're so
artificer.
right.
Yeah.
I did forget. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, any other sunsets, sunrises from you?
No, I mean, again, someone threw up at the sight of me. I'm sad that I didn't get to chat with the half orc and learn her deal.
Yeah.
But that doesn't feel too much like a sunset
Who
since
knows?
I who knows? As long as she
Yeah.
doesn't die, knock on wood.
And since we
in
do
this
like to talk
next
during combat,
fight.
I was gonna say, I was like, we could just pepper in questions to her while we're fighting.
And I guess it is a sunset that I burned a wild shape on a creature with 2 hit points.
yeah.
Immediately got hit for more than 2 hit points and lost my wild shape.
Sorry.
And sometimes that happens.
And it's a little cinematic.
Yeah.
I do
Sometimes it
have something to
happens.
shout out, which I know we don't
Sometimes it happens.
usually do, but I
No,
read a
please.
book this week, and contrary to every time I say everything, what am I saying right now? Oh my God. Contrary to what I say every day, I do know how to read. And I finished a book called The Hike by Drew. I think his last name is Mallory. It's Drew M. something. I'm pretty sure it's Mallory. But it is a very good book. D&D-esque in that, like, a man goes on an adventure by himself and, like, a bunch of weird, crazy shit happens. And it was a really quick read. And I really enjoyed it. And it was, like, life and how melancholy things can be, and like maybe dying and death and maybe not also. But this is a terrible way to describe this book. I'm a little inebriated at the moment.
Heard.
But it's really good,
The thing
and
is,
other people should read it.
Emiko,
because I read it really
I don't
quick,
know
and
how-
I don't read a lot of
now
books.
I want to do shout outs. I want to shout out something.
I don't know
Well,
how to
you know,
read.
Last
That
week
stuff.
I didn't know how to read
So-
either, but I
All
think
it
I
takes
don't
is a week.
think it's
Yeah.
too late.
Infamously.
Infamously, I just said so. So I'm your dad, and you can learn to read in a week. Okay, I mean you don't have to, but
Well, guess what? We can find out next week on Triple Crit Tidbits if Katie has learned how to read.
oh, that is true.
It's true. That's how you know everything's right off the dome. I can't script anything ahead of time. I can't
That's
read.
right.
It just shows just how good Katie is.
Katie's amazing. We're all amazing. And we're
Yeah,
so
immaculate.
happy that you all have joined us for another episode of Triple Crit and Triple Crit Tidbits. Hope that you guys are all enjoying it. And we look forward to having you all listen to the next episode where we pick up with combat with some lightning creatures.
Woo!
Deuces.
Thanks, everybody.
Stay greasy.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Tidbits. Like our main episode, this episode is dedicated to the people on the ground in Minnesota. Please visit standwithminnesota.com to view various mutual aid organizations, rent relief funds, and food support organizations that you can donate to if you can. If you can't donate, please go follow them on Instagram @standwithminnesota to repost and share their stories. Every little bit helps. Please remember to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast fix from. It would really help our tiny little podcast grow. If you'd like to follow us and you haven't already, our podcast Instagram is @TripleCritPod. That's TRIPLECRITPOD. You can follow me @emmylou.co. That's EMILOU.co. Everywhere that matters. And follow our DM Dellan @Shellin_Dort. That's SHELLAN_DORT on Instagram. Bye, Triple Cuties.